Hey there, Aries, it's Madeline Marie. I hope you can hear me. I'll be sure to turn up the volume for you. And we're gonna go ahead, since you're the first reading, as you are the first in the zodiac, I like to always start with you. Just gonna clear the energy a little bit so we can get a nice clean reading. This is for your love tarot reading for September 2020. I know we're halfway through the month. That's just sort of how it works. I like to do a reading every month, and we look a little bit further out as well. So this King of Wands did fall out of my deck. After I had put it away, I found him laying around, and I didn't put him away yet because, well, he's you, Aries. So let's go ahead and start with this deck. We'll do a general layout to see what's going on with all my Aries, single or taken, Sun, rising, Jupiter's, Venus, not so much the moon. I feel like the moon is a separate entity, but if it resonates with you, let me know. And as far as the rest of you go, I will be laying out a spread to see how your person is feeling, you know, what action they're going to take, how you're feeling, what action they're going to take. So we'll be doing two spreads in this reading. And if you'd like a personal reading with me, you can go ahead and check out the description, the link in the description below. It says extended and personal readings, and it'll take you directly to my catalog on psychicsgold.com. So let's go ahead and get started, Aries. What is in the cards for Aries for the rest of September 2020? Tell us what is happening for Aries, single or taken, for the rest of 2020. The Star, Uranus, wish fulfillment. The Six of Pentacles, this is present time. At the root of the reading, we have the Ten of Pentacles. That is very promising, Aries. And in the past, you know, some of you may have been overcoming a Leo or some other obstacle. We have the Two of Wands and the outcome for the short term. And the coming days and weeks for the rest of the month, it looks like some of you could be getting married, a higher commitment, or also meeting a Taurus or lawyer. So we'll go ahead and pull some clarifiers. But first, let's go ahead and pull a card from the Lover's Oracle. This one's a little bit hard to shuffle. So we'll just take these two that popped right out at us. Deep in your heart, you already know the answer. Do what feels right. Time. You are trying too hard. Give it time. So if any of you are trying to make something happen, know that it's coming. You don't have to force it. It looks like it's very balanced present time. Some of you may have just met someone. There's some wish fulfillment coming in. Could have been an Aquarius that you're dealing with. Or there could be an Aquarius that's sort of a benefactor to you, that's helping assist you along to get to where you're going. And at the root of the reading, we have the Ten of Pentacles. So a lot of you, especially that are in a relationship, are feeling very secure at this time. You know, it's Virgo season, and we have the Pentacles here, which represents Earth, or an Earth sign like Virgo. So at the present moment, you all seem very comfy and cozy in your life, in your relationships, in your family, in your finances. Majority of you are feeling this way, and if you're single, it's like you may not even be looking for someone because you're so content here. But, you know, a lot of you present time may have just met someone in the last couple of days, or will be meeting someone in the coming days. And it looks like, you know, there was some closure that you didn't get in the past, or something that you were, you know, holding on to, possibly a Leo, because strength is dealing with Leo, that you are letting go of now. You're kind of leaving it in the past, but it does still slightly affect you, the loss, or the loss of closure that you had. But coming up here, we have the Hierophant. So I'm going to go ahead and pull one clarifier for him. And pull it out of this deck. Now, the cards on some of my decks are a little bit graphic, so I do mark the videos 18 and over. But let's see what's going on with the Hierophant here. Let's see what's going on with the Hierophant here. Tell us more about this commitment, or this Taurus-like character coming in to Aries' life in the coming days and weeks. And we have the Hangman in reverse. So yes, it's a decision being made. You know, the Hangman represents a decision needing to be made, sort of being on the fence, and here are decisions being made, and there is some higher commitment coming through. The Knight of Pentacles, this is a solid boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. See here, he's offering her fruit now. You know, Pentacles usually represents finances, but it also represents possessions and earthly things. And so, you know, earth, a pear, he's giving her a pear instead of a pentacle in this Knight of Pentacles. So there's someone coming in here to bring you, you know, someone that cares whether you eat or not. You know, they want to eat at your table, they're inviting you. So this is definitely a nice commitment coming in. But I do see in the month or two there's going to be some issue with, well, this is interesting, a lack of distance, or you know, you think your ships are coming in. So maybe it's like there's some imminent separation between the two of you. And if you are in a relationship, I would just say that things are going very well this time. You're feeling like you're with an equally yoked partner and everything's going really well. And you know, there could just be this higher level of commitment coming in. Could possibly, Knight of Pentacles doesn't always represent this, but for some of you that are in a relationship, it could possibly be a proposal coming in or an offer to move in together. But it does seem like it'll be a more legitimate offer. So it could be signing a lease, signing, you know, a marriage certificate. Now with the Two of Wands in reverse, I want to get a clarifier for this as well. We have the Chariot. So yes, it's like the Chariot is forward movement, it's progress, it's victory, it's you know, and see, this couple is here with the two oxen, again, equally yoked, like the Six of Pentacles. You're equally contributing to this relationship. It's an equal mutual attraction, and there's forward moving progress. You two are going somewhere together, and you're very content, you know, here on your journey. But it's not, I feel like, so much a physical journey. I don't feel like for most of you, and I often see this in my readings where there's some sort of distance, but for a majority of you, there isn't going to be any distance. You're going to be going together. So after this commitment, you will no longer be going it alone, or, you know, you'll be in it. It'll be a team. And really nice solid foundation here with the Ten of Pentacles again. So let's go ahead and pull a couple cards about the long-term outcome, and then we'll get into the, you know, how your person's feeling, how you're feeling spread. As that is my favorite part of the reading. So what is going on here? You know, I kind of almost don't have to clarify this. With the Six of Swords in reverse and the long-term outcome, it's showing that, you know, you're going to be going the mile with them for quite a while. And if you're already in it, you can be assured that it's very secure here with the Hierophant. But with the Nine of Swords in reverse, you know, you're not going to be having any sleepless nights. Whatever you had in the past from this, you know, lack of closure or Leo situation, you're not going to be going through that anymore, because I feel like this person will be accompanying you. But let's go ahead and pull a card to clarify the Nine of Swords, just because. So tell us a little more about they're all jumping out at me. Tell me a little more about the Nine of Swords in reverse, and, you know, why Aries is going to not be having any more sleepless nights. Judgment. So yeah, I mean, it's like in the traditional deck, this is sort of karmic or fate stepping in. It represents Pluto in the zodiac, so it can be a time of transformation, rebirth, sort of like the Death card, which represents Scorpio. But here, you know, in this deck, we see they're doing like a hand fast, and there's a little angel in the sky, and this possibly could be their actual child, or a, you know, a future child coming in here helping with this hand fast ceremony. So I do feel like you're going to be very bonded to this person. This probably have something to do with the title of the reading, but have you ever seen that meme or that saying about the Japanese, I believe it's Japanese proverb, where two people that are meant to be together are connected by a red cord, and no matter where they go, they'll end up together? You know, that this hand fast, this red cords sort of remind me of that. It's like this person that's coming in, and I feel like you're already with them, you already know them, or they're coming in very quickly here. Present time Uranus, you know, the star, wish fulfillment, they're coming in very quickly. it's going to be committed pretty fast. You're moving forward, and it's somebody you were fated to be with. It's sort of why these other things didn't work out and you didn't really get an explanation, is because the higher powers and the higher good knew where it was taking you and didn't need to explain this to you. Because just like the former mates, why would, you know, God or the universe explain itself to you, right? So we have the Seven of Swords in reverse here as well in the environment. So to me, this is showing that it's going to be a situation that's very transparent, very clear. There's not going to be any deception. Your fear is going to be that this person might cut you out, maybe as some people have in the past, even though everything is going really well. But I want you to know that this is for the long haul. And if you're in a relationship and you're feeling that sort of fear that they could cut you out here, like the Queen of Swords, because this is in the hopes and fears position, don't worry about it, because they're not going to be doing that. It's just a fear when we see it in the fear position. So, you know, be sure not to be thinking that way, because you don't want to manifest your fears here. You want to continue towards this. And honestly, this seems so divinely guided that I don't really feel like any fears you have are going to be able to stop it. Now, I do want to point out here, we have the Seven of Wands in reverse. And this is sort of, you know, how this is affecting you long term. So, you know, with the Two of Wands in reverse, I just want to give you a slight warning not to lose yourself in this relationship, as Wands represents Aries. Now, this is more just with goals and ambitions, I feel like, going on here. But you, in reverse, you could sort of lose yourself over time in this relationship. So make sure to hold on to your daily routines and things like that. Let's just pull one clarifier for the Six of Wands in reverse. The Three of Swords in reverse. So there's not going to be any heartbreak, but you know, you may feel like you're losing some of your independence. It's just going to be a slight undertone to the relationship. It's not something that I would worry about, but you are going to feel a little bit of tension. You know, Aries, you can be very independent, so you know, you're going to feel those pangs a little bit, but this is just so positive here. I think you're really going to enjoy being in this relationship. So let's go ahead and get to my favorite part of the reading. And since we already have this beautiful deck out, we'll just continue to use it. So go ahead and tell me what's going on for Aries. What Aries? Oh, cards got a little flipped around there. What is Aries person thinking about Aries at this time, present time? What is Aries person of interest or life partner thinking about Aries at this time? King of Wands, again, there he is, Aries, just as he was in the original reading. So, I mean, how he had fallen out, and I had him in the right before the first spread. So King of Wands here, they are thinking that, you know, they have a lot of passion towards you. They really want to be there for you. They want to be around you. They just really want to embrace you, Aries. And they're very mature about how they go about this. Like, you know, the King of Swords can be kind of cold and calculating. The King of Pentacles is very, very stable. But with the King of Wands, this is like the honeymoon phase, like a lot of passion, lust, desire, but also wants to be, the king wants to be responsible, right? Kings have lots of responsibilities. He's not coming in like that Knight of Wands that just wants to sweep you off your feet and go on to the next one. So this one just jumped out at me, so I'll go ahead. This one just jumped out, and it was the Ace of Swords. So again, another proposal coming in for some of you. This person wants to tie you up. They definitely have something to say to you, and they're thinking about it. And what is Aries person going to do? So now, you know, I did contemplate, since this popped out, putting it here because I was just getting ready to shuffle. So, you know, if that's what they're going to do, they're going to propose. But since I did lay it as a clarifier, I feel like they're going to do that for some of you. But for some of you, they're just thinking about it. They're really thinking about how they want to do this present time. So what are they going to do about it? The Three of Cups. Could be this was just flipped up, so I'm not going to lay it, but this could be a reconciliation coming through for some of you here. I'll just go ahead and set that there. Any of you are, you know, working on things with someone, or hoping for someone to return. I do see the Three of Cups that came out for a handful of you. But what is Aries person going to do about, you know, how they feel about Aries, what they're thinking about them? What are they going to do about it? The Empress in reverse. So they're not really going to be initiating. They're sort of playing coy. They don't expect you to make a move. I'm going to pull a clarifier on this one. Justice. They're really just trying to find a balance, right? They're not going to, some of them are going to come in with this proposal, depending, you know, on the dynamic in the relationship. But for some of you, they're really sort of waiting for the right time. They want this to naturally, you know, the Empress is very fruitful, and, you know, things take time to bear fruit. So they're not forcing nature. You know, they're not rushing the process. Yeah. You know, they're just looking for balance along the way is what they're going to be doing for the rest of September. And then, you know, we get into Libra season here. So for some of you, they might be waiting until, you know, after the 22nd and we're into Libra season to be making this proposal. So for some of you, what they're going to do is wait until Libra season, quite literally. That's how the cards read. But for others of you, they're just going to look for balance, maybe look for a way to be near you. And what is going to be the outcome of how Aries person is thinking and feeling about them? What is the outcome going to be for how Aries person of interest? The Sun, beautiful outcome. Look at this. It's the most positive card in the deck. It's a big, huge yes. And these two in this deck are making love in the Sun. And yeah, you know, it's very fruitful, the fruit basket. See, things have to bear fruit, and here we have the fruit basket. So regardless of what they do, whether they propose now, they wait for the right time, you know, they wait till Libra season, it's going to be a great outcome, and I don't feel like it's going to take that long. So let's see how Aries, how are you feeling about your person, present time? How is Aries feeling about their person, present time? Eight of Swords in reverse. So the Eight of Swords in the traditional deck is a woman that's bound up, and she, you know, she has these thoughts that she can't escape. And if you see here, she's with this guy, but in the background, there's this other guy. Now, he's either sort of like a creepy dude that's like, you know, stalking her, and she's over here trying to do her normal thing, or he's like, he could be, I feel like, because if you look closely, he kind of looks like I want to say a demon or something like that, a Damien. So he could just be someone haunting her thoughts, that she, even when she's trying to do her own thing, you know, these, and it's not good thoughts with the Eight of Swords. It's not like, a lot of times, because it's so many swords, it's like neurotic kind of Mercury thoughts, where you're just having all these kind of fears and thoughts, or, you know, it's almost like someone's haunting you, you're haunted. So in reverse, this is very good. You're releasing sort of that sun, that strength in reverse situation, where you didn't get closure, where you had self-doubts and worries. In reverse, see here, you're releasing that. You're going to be able to relax and enjoy yourself. So that's what you're thinking about at this time. It's just releasing your thoughts, being open. You're not, you know, you're not really so focused on this person, and for some of you, this person's coming in the coming days, but you're just very much like in releasing a lot of old mental baggage in a very good way. So what is Aries going to do about how they're thinking and feeling in regards to their person of interest? What is Aries going to do about it this month in September? What we have left of September 2020. 10 of Swords. So this is the end of suffering, you know, and looks like she's suffering here. She's crying, but in the traditional deck, this person has pretty much had all the damage they can do. See, and this kind of again goes back to that strength in reverse situation. See here, he ended up with the other woman in this deck. You know, they're off. If you can see that, they're off. See, he's with her and she's at home grieving. But the thing about this deck is and this card in the original deck is that this person, usually it's a man in the original, has had all of the swords. 10 is completion. Before you move up into the major arcana, all of the swords stabbed in their back. So she's being stabbed in the back here, but this is the most pain she's going to endure. It's only healing and recovery from here. So what you're going to do is you're kind of know that you've been through it all. There's nothing anyone could do to hurt you at this point or surprise you. So, I got the chills. Okay, so with that being said, you're still kind of focused on yourself here, Aries, and your own thoughts and healing, but you're preparing for this person. And what is going to be the outcome of Aries sort of still working through their stuff, but you're really at the tipping point here. You're really almost to the other side of what that was, but you almost don't even see this coming in. Or if you are in a relationship, because I always have to include you guys too, I do that since I don't do them separately. If there was any resentments from the past or any worries that you had or anything like that, you are letting go of that. And you know that even if this person were to betray you again, or you kind of know, and if you don't know, I'm going to tell you, if you had those fears, you know that even if you trust the universe and something happens, you can handle it. You're strong. There's nothing that can happen that could throw you off. So what is going to be the outcome for Aries, sort of going through this own mental transformation in regards to their relationships and their person being very loving and supportive and nurturing here? What is going to be the outcome of this? Two of Swords. So you're going to have to make a decision. They're going to come in. The Ace of Swords. What comes after the Ace of Swords with this proposal? The Two of Swords, making a decision. In the original deck, she has her blindfold on. But in this deck, I love it because he's actually sort of seducing her with words, but she's open to it, playing a little coy. So I do feel like that is totally going to be your attitude after coming through this. And I want you to also know that with the Strength in reverse in the original reading, whatever had upset you, that represents Leo, but the sun also rules Leo. So it may not be, for some of you, it may be reconciliation. And that Leo from the past is going to come in, like that card fell out, and you're going to end up together, and you're going to go through that whole journey that we spoke about of, this commitment's going to come up for you two in the coming days and weeks, and, there's not going to be any distance like there was before. So for some of you, yes, the past is really reversing itself here, and you have to get over any past hurts or resentments, and it is wish fulfillment because the Star was the first card that we pulled. Yes, but of course not everyone is going to get to have their cake and eat it too. And I think for some of you, this new beginning is just going to be really extremely exciting from what I'm seeing. So I want to go ahead and get more into the sun, who this person is, and how this is going to play out with you making this Two of Swords decision. We'll do that in the extended reading. If you want to join me, again, the link below is in the description or the show more tab. It's that little arrow, it's extended and personal readings. You can join me on psychicsgold.com. If you click the link, it'll take you to my catalog, and you just scroll all the way down to the bottom and you'll see Aries September 2020 extended love reading. Click on it, purchase it, and then the link will be emailed to you to go ahead and join us in the extended. So I want to pull one more card for those of you that are not joining us, and for those of you that are, for a little more clarity and advice for how to get through the rest of September. Sexual union. Honor the place in one another where you are one eternal soul, for there you will find true bliss. So with the King of Wands here, this person is going to be wanting to be very physical. So, whether you're in a relationship and it hasn't been that way, or you're meeting someone and you haven't been in anything for a while, or you have a sexual union now that's going to turn into something more serious with that Hierophant, you really want to look at it as a soul. It says sexual union, but it says you are one eternal soul. So when you're with someone, you really want to kind of be focusing on blending a soul energy, synergy, you know. This book, it's called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. He calls it transmutation, where you should only really be tying yourself or binding yourself to people that are in your mastermind group. And you can have two kinds of mastermind groups, he says. Now I'm on a tangent, but one is, you know, your work business people, but your mate, the person that you have sex with, you really should have a mastermind group with as well, because when you take that energy between two people in that sexual union, you know, you're uniting as one eternal soul. What two touch, you know, is much greater than what one can do. So with that being said, you know, don't look at it just as like a less situation, because it's very physical. The physical really has a lot to do with the spiritual. So thank you very much, Aries, and I look forward to doing more readings for you in the future. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you'd like to be notified when I come out with the monthly tarot reading. And I also do, you know, astrology videos. I'm working on the big 144 series. If you want to check it out, I cover all the sun, moon, and risings. Next one up is Libra sun, Aries moon. So, and if you are Aries through Virgo, I already did with an Aries moon, I already did your video, so you can go ahead and check those out on the channel, Rotation 411. Thank you, lots of love, blessings, and light to you.